Hey and welcome back everyone. In this last video, I said last but not least, in this video we are going to see how can we implement a real-time subscription functionality in our Next.js application from our Supabase database. And this is the last video of this particular playlist. This is the real-time functionality that I will be teaching you in this particular video. And after that, basics of Supabase are now finished. So in the future, we will be taking a look at how can we implement more advanced and intermediate level functionality to our Next.js application using Supabase. So for now, we are wrapping up this basics of how can we implement basic CRUD functionality and real-time subscription from our Supabase database to our Next.js project. So for now, without a further ado, let's begin. So here, as you can see, guys, I have opened my tab, and here in this tab, you can see I have this localhost 3000 slash books, and in another tab, I have slash add books, and in this third tab, I have my Supabase table right here. And in the VS Code, I have opened my code right here like this, and it was the same code that we did earlier, implementing, uh, you know, delete functionality, update functionality, and getting the books and everything that we have already done. So nothing much to see here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to their docs. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on this API docs first. When I click on this API docs, it says subscribe to the changes. When I go to it, it says subscribe to the changes. Supabase provides real-time functionality and broadcast database changes to authorize user depending on row level security policies. So basically, what it does, it provides a real-time functionality, and whenever we make any kind of changes in our Supabase application, we don't have to reload or prefetch the data or like fetching again and again and you know like doing things that make the user experience very bad. Suppose if I am adding any book here, and to show the book here I need to refresh the whole page, and if I want to delete a book I need to refresh a whole page when I click on this delete button. So I don't want to do this. What I want to do is, as soon as I click on this delete button, I want this book to be disappeared. When I click on this delete button, I want the book to be disappeared automatically without refreshing the whole page. When I add any book, I want it to be shown here without refreshing the whole page. So how can I do it? So Supabase provides a very easy and effective way to do this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how can we implement this. So let's begin. So when I click on this tab, I come here and there are so many types of events. So let's take a look at it, like subscribe to all events, subscribe to inserts, updates and deletes, and particularly specific rows or a specific type of event that we want to check. So here, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a look at this one interests me the most, subscribe to all events. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see what it is doing. It is creating a channel. We can like we don't have to take it, but it is just setting the values that is setting the response that we are getting in this channel const. So what it is saying, so Supabase dot channel. So here inside you can write anything. You don't specifically need to write custom all channel. You can write anything. So dot channel dot on. So dot on what? Postgres changes. And now this is the important part. This is the important part. You can like copy this particular code for all the tables, but here the things like varies a little. So here are the event that you want to subscribe to. Suppose if you want to subscribe to insert event, you can write insert instead of this asterisk. If you want to do for update, delete, similarly for anything. And here inside the tables, uh, you see there's a table books. Here could be a table user. Here could be a table employee or schools, public, anything. So so these tables will be depending on which table you want to uh, implement Supabase real-time subscription functionality. So okay, so and now here we will be getting data inside this callback function, and then we are going to subscribe to it. So Let's go and quickly copy the code. And now let's go back to our code. And what we need to do is we need to see where we want to implement this real-time functionality. So suppose we want to implement this real-time functionality on this part of the code, on this part of the UI where we will be subscribing to the changes whenever anything happened to them. Like if we add a new book, I want it to be shown here. If we delete any book, I want it to be removed from there. So I want to subscribe to the changes that happens here. So this part of the code you can see we are fetching here. We are getting all our books right here. So whenever we add a book, the database changes with a new row and the new row is inserted here. So what we need to do is we need to uh, subscribe to the changes on that particular part of the UI. So I hope it is clear to you guys, and in just one moment you will understand what I'm trying to say. So let's modify our code a little. So we are going to remove this part from our use effect. So instead of deleting the whole part, I'm just going to uh, take this out by Control X and pasting it right outside our use effect. So we have our books. So this code looks up pretty much cleaner version of what we already had. So we are just getting our books, and now we are fetching that particular function inside the use effect. So this whole piece of code is not like re-rendering again and again. So that's fine. Now what we are going to do, we are going to just pasting the code here that we already copied. No, this is not the one. I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to go to Supervised Docs again, and I'm going to copy it, and let's do one thing and paste it right here. So I've pasted my code here, and I'm going to remove this access code, and I'm going to replace this Supabase with our Supabase component, and this payload we can leave it like this. And now instead of console logging what we are receiving, we can do quickly just get rid of it, and we can remove this payload as well. And okay, so let's demonstrate you guys what we are getting inside it. So when we do it, let's uh, go and quickly see if we are getting any response or not. So if I go to my console, I clear it, I add anything like this, and okay, and this, and 2020, and when I submit it, let's see if anything happens. So as you can see, nothing. We can see nothing because we are not, we are just console logging. See if we are getting anything inside our payload. Okay, nothing inside here. So why is that? Because we have written our code, but why? What it is doing? It is just console logging the payload, but on which event? It is saying all event, that's fine. When we want to subscribe to the changes, as I said, whenever we want to fetch a new book, we will be subscribing to these changes. So we are fetching the books right here. I'm going to copy the code exactly like it. So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to go and paste it right here. So what happens now, whenever a new book is added, this function will get executed, and similarly this function inside this payload will get executed. Let's go and see it. I'm going to refresh my page. A new book is here. Clean this, and now go to our like to give it another name, new book 233 and whatever, and make it like XYZZZ, and 24 and 22. Now here you can see here's nothing. So whenever I click on this submit button, you can see, okay, so what is happening right now? So we must be missing something, right? What we need to do is we need to go back to our Superbase docs. We need to go to this database section right here. We need to go to this replication, and inside the replication we are going to see this particular table, and here on this table you see this source part. So below the source bar here says zero tables. So when I click on this, I want the replication to be enabled for this particular table that I have. So when I click on this, it gets enabled. So here you can see it says successfully enabled replication for books. So when I go back to my UI now, I refresh the page. I refresh this one again. I'm going to clean my terminal. I'm going to give another book. My book 2, 3 name is JSP, not anything, $24 and 2022. When I click on this submit button, here you see we got our payload. What it says? It says on schema public, the table books commit timestamp is this, where when I'm recording, and event type it's insert, and the new data that we got is this author name, cost, created at ID, release date, and my book 2023. And here you can see I did not even reload the whole code. I did nothing. I just added the book here, and I came back here and see this is the new book that I have added. You don't have to do anything in particular to fetch the data and then refresh the page again to make the data appear. You don't have to do anything. You just applied this particular part of the code here, and you're getting your data right here. So I hope you guys got this. Now we can get rid of this console log right here. We can save this. We can remove this payload as well from this callback function. Now let's check one more functionality. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to refresh the page, and let's close the terminal right here and refresh once again. So what we have right here is when we go up. Now let's check and see if we are uh, getting our real-time subscription on the delete functionality or not. So let's do and delete one of any book. So let's go and delete this particular book. When I click on this delete button, you see your book has been deleted. And when I click on OK, and it's gone. You remember, guys, in the last video, what we were doing? We were click on this delete button and then this OK on the alert, and then we were refreshing the page. And after that, the data was, getting removed. But here you can see we click on this delete button, your book has been deleted, and when we click on the OK, the book is gone now. So this is what actually means to have the real-time subscription, to have the data uh, in real time on our UI. This is what it means to have the data synchronization. So I hope you guys understood how easy it is to implement, and we did nothing. We just added this part of the code, and we were good to go. We changed nothing else in the code. So you can get it from the GitHub repo as well in the description below. So I hope it is clear to you guys. And if you have any particular query on this topic or any topic related to Supabase, you can just mention it in the comment section, and I will be replying to it right there at that particular moment. So I hope it is clear to you guys, and please suggest what can I teach in our next playlist. What should be the new topic or subject that we should focus on. So let's go and wrap this up. So thanks for watching, guys. This is it for this particular playlist. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Peace out.